Welcome to another episode of Listen to Us Rant About Movies. My name is Wes Ford.
And I'm Zach Harris.
And this episode is going to be a review of 10 Cloverfield Lane. First we're going to talk about what beer we picked out today, and then we're going to talk about what we've been watching since our last episode, and then dive right into the review, which is going to be followed by a spoiler separate review after that. And since St. Patrick's Day is coming up soon, this is our St. Patty's episode.
Yeah.
And this will come out just in time for that. So, yeah.
So that's why we're drinking Guinness.
Guinness is the choice. Of course, I mean, you've had this before, right?
No.
Zach? You've never had Guinness?
No, I've totally had it.
So, we know what it tastes like. I'm going to give it a little sip.
Yeah, it's a good sip hole.
Good stuff. I love St. Patty's, by the way.
Yeah, it's good. It's a nice day.
It's good holiday, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just an excuse to do the thing I like to do all the time, which is drink. So.
Yeah, I guess
And, good food, you know? Good times.
Corned beef, man. You like the corned beef?
Oh, I love the corned beef.
I know you do.
Or the corned beef.
I mean, I don't know. I just assumed.
Yeah. With a little side of cabbage, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even some of that mashed potatoes. The gravy.
Especially the mashed potatoes, boy.
Oh, it's so good. So, Zach, what have you been watching since our last episode? Oh, before I dive, sorry. Just want to say one thing. We're sorry to the listeners because we were supposed to review Knight of Cups for this episode, but being where I'm from and it being lame, they're not showing Knight of Cups anywhere here, so...
Bullshit.
Sucks, but we decided to go and see 10 Cloverfield Lane instead. But so that's why we're doing that for this episode. But anyway, Zach, what have you been watching since our last recording?
Which one to talk about first? I saw Midnight Special, the new Jeff Nichols movie.
I'm very curious about it. How is it?
It's good. It's a good movie. It's we might possibly do it, you know, for the cast, so I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, let's save some. But overall thoughts, I guess.
Overall, I'd say I had about the same reaction as I did to Mud.
Okay.
And I think I saw it with Sean. We went to pre-screening, and he was there too, which was pretty cool. He did Q&A. It's
amazing.
He's just a very likable guy, and he makes good movies, you know? I'm a little bummed there was no Kirsten Dunst's role is kind of, you know, one note. Seemed like they could have beefed her up a little bit or got some sort of feminine angle in their perspective, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a movie made, like, the crew was, like, all dudes. So
really?
It's like, yeah, I get it.
You can kind of tell.
Yeah, it just seemed like she was a little underused.
I see.
But good movie. Real good, actually. I think it was just I was looking forward to it a lot. Yeah. So, upon rewatches, I think it'll be really good. But, you know, I had pretty high hopes, so.
Yeah, high expectations.
Yeah. Real solid movie, though, and I would definitely recommend going to see it when it comes out.
Well, I am going to do that for sure.
And also, it did make me a Joel Edgerton fan. He's good in it. He's real good.
Nice. He's I feel like he's been up in his status lately.
Up in his game?
He's up in his game, yeah, totally. I think he started directing some stuff, and I've been hearing some good things. So
yeah, I never saw The Gift, but he directed that, right?
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
It got pretty decent critical reviews. I never saw it though.
People seem to like it.
Yeah, so that's cool. Good to hear.
Yeah. What about you?
One of the things I checked out, I watched World of Tomorrow on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Super short movie. It's only like 30 minutes. And it was nominated for Best Animated short, I believe, for Oscars. Really, really good. Really interesting.
It's so good.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So
I fucking loved it.
It was great. It was really good. I liked how the whole the concept itself was very cool, but like the fact that they actually used a really young girl's voice.
Oh yeah, the voice it's so good.
It's so good. It's so it makes it more funny. Really, it makes it comedic.
Oh, totally.
Because it being her clone from the future, being like explaining to this like 5 or like even younger, like 3-year-old girl, like the future, and her completely not comprehending it was really funny.
Totally. And I think it's interesting just because they're dealing with such heavy, like, crazy concepts. And then, yeah, there's, like, the voice of the little girl, and everyone's just, like, a goofy stick figure, you know?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, there's, like, there's stick figures, but there's, like, this really great animation behind them.
Oh, yeah, the backgrounds are incredible. And really
awesome.
interesting designs for all, like, the ships and stuff. Just, like, the weird sort of off-grids, and it's really, really good. I love that guy. Don Hertzfeldt, huge champ.
He's a good man.
Real good man. Have you seen It's Such a Beautiful Day?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah, you should check that out if you liked World of Tomorrow.
I will. Stick figure type thing as well.
Yeah, it's longer. It's like an hour, I think. And it's all almost sort of stream of consciousness, but from a narrator talking about this guy's life. It basically just spans his whole life, but it's really interesting. And it's like small animation components all like composited, so there's like 4 things in each frame that are sort of like soft matted out. If that makes sense. It's interesting.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, yeah, so World of Tomorrow, it was interesting. And I was wrong. It's actually shorter. It's 17 minutes, so it's super short.
Packs a lot in there though.
Yeah, packs a lot in there, and I mean, a quick watch, so I recommend people checking it out.
Yeah, definitely.
What else you got on your list?
I rewatched Attack the Block.
Nice. I only saw it once.
Yeah, I had too, and I'd been craving to rewatch it, you know, because of the Boyega connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just a real fun movie. It's great.
Yeah. It's just like just like a fun sci-fi movie. Never seen anything like it from that angle before, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome. And especially John Boyega, but the kids are good. And it looks really good. The design of the aliens is really cool.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, just a solid movie. If people who are listening don't know, it's a movie about like a gang of kids who live in like, you know, like a project building, like high rise, and
in London, right?
Yeah, in London, and aliens start basically just falling from the sky, and they're for some reason attracted to the block, so it's them like defending the high rise.
Yeah, pretty cool concept for like a small, like you know.
Yeah, it's a great small scale, big scale.
Yeah, totally.
It does that really well. Yeah, just a real fun movie that I enjoyed watching.
Good rewatch.
Yeah, and the first time, Nick Frost kind of felt forced into me. I was like, why is Nick Frost in this movie? Like, he's funny, but like, why is he in this movie? You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then this time, it didn't really bother me at all. I was like, okay, I get it. Fair enough.
Cool. I'll have to check that out again at some point.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
I saw a movie which I can't believe I hadn't seen, but last night I watched I Heart Huckabees.
Oh, whoa, nice.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. Heard about it, you know, just never got around to it. One of those. I really dug it. I liked it a lot, actually.
It's real weird.
It's super weird. Super weird, and I feel like it would have been more... Like, it was totally a product of its time. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It was made in 2004. And made by David O. Russell, who is kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
But it was a movie that I wouldn't expect him to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very strange.
Very weird. Very funny. Very funny. And seeing it in today's context, it was I enjoyed it. And I laughed a lot. So yeah,
Nice.
I dug it, and I thought the performances were great. The cast constantly surprised me. Like everyone that was coming around the corner was just like someone else. Like, oh man, I know them.
Yeah.
Huge cast.
Totally.
And yeah, what was I gonna say? What's his name? Jude Law was awesome in it.
Yeah, he's really good. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember him being good.
Jude Law was great. Jason Schwartzman was pretty much himself. Naomi Watts' character was hilarious. She just like becomes obsessed with like wearing a bonnet. She's like,
oh yeah, I remember.
That's like her thing. But yeah, it was good, and it's a really cool experimental experiment into that type of theme, which is like existentialism and kind of what is us, like why are we here, and creation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but done in a funny way to where it's entertaining, but also makes you think. So
Yeah, I'd be interested to rewatch it because it seems like his he had a definite like shift in style
totally.
in his career.
Absolutely.
So I'd be interested to go back and watch that and like Three Kings and stuff because I haven't seen him since I've seen his newer stuff.
Yeah, total shift in direction. Like I feel like now he's just kind of spitting out movies that are kind of the same. For one, now every movie that he makes, it has Jennifer Lawrence in it.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, people have their you know. It's
that's fine. But it's just, I don't know.
No, I get you though. They definitely, especially that American Hustle, Silver Linings all had like a very similar vibe and like mentality about the way that they're done, you know.
Totally. And I feel like Joy, his newest one, has that same mentality. I haven't seen it.
I haven't
feel
seen
like
it either, but yeah, it definitely seems like it.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that was that.
Nice.
What else you got?
I finally got to see The Lobster.
Yeah, so tell me about this.
It's incredible. I absolutely love The Lobster. For those of you listening who don't know, it's a new movie with Colin Farrell, and Rachel Weisz and John C. Reilly. Ben Wishaw's in it, and a lot of great. The woman who runs the hotel, I don't know her name, but she's in like Hot Fuzz and Spaced and all those movies. She's really good. But anyway, it's about like in the slight future, if you're still single, you're sent to a hotel where you spend 45 days to try to find a mate because it's like a couple-based society.
Yeah.
And then if you do not find a mate in that 45 days, you're sent to the transformation room and turned into an animal of your choosing and then released into the wild.
Oh, man, that's funny.
And there's like this whole thing with a group of people called like the loners who are single people that like live out in the woods by themselves. And man,
are they like avoiding the couple scenario?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just immensely interesting. The movie, it is so good. And I don't know why I didn't expect it. There's a lot of like really intense, like short bursts of violence almost and like self-mutilation. And I wasn't expecting it, but then I was like, oh yeah, this guy did direct Dogtooth. Like, I don't know why I wasn't expecting this really disturbing stuff in here.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's Yorgos Lanthimos, I believe his name is. Greek guy, did Dogtooth. Yeah. I haven't seen Alps, his movie after Dogtooth. But
last thing I saw of him was Dogtooth.
Yeah, he made a movie called Alps, which I guess is about a service of like actors who portray recently deceased people for their relatives in like short plays, which sounds pretty interesting. But
there's really interesting concepts in his movies.
Yeah, totally. And man, The Lobster is incredible. I absolutely loved it. I would say if it counts as a movie of last year, it'd probably be like my number 5 or something.
Nice.
Yeah, just so much to say about just sexuality and the way society looks at people and couples and like single people. I don't know. It's I don't want to talk too much about it because there's certain things that I didn't expect coming that I really liked. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it's not out yet in America. I think it comes out. You said you found a release date for it, right? Or was that Tale of Tales I'm thinking of?
I haven't seen a release date now.
I think it comes out within the next few months. I'm pretty sure.
Crazy.
Maybe.
I'm surprised it's. I didn't realize it was not an American movie.
Yeah, it's I don't know
It has
why.
an American cast, so.
Yeah, it's English language, but not American, which is interesting. I think maybe they shot it in Ireland. I think maybe I read. I don't know. But yeah, it was out in the UK. Sean got me the Blu-ray as a late birthday gift. But
Nice.
yeah, so thanks to Sean. And
That's cool.
Yeah, just a fantastic movie, and I would urge everyone to go see it, or just if you got a region-free player, snag that baby blue.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was already out on Blu-ray.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like taking its sweet ass time to get to America. It's a bummer.
Yeah, I'll be looking out for that because I've seen the trailer. It seems hilarious.
Yeah, it's super funny. It's super just weirdly deadpan and strange. Because the delivery of everyone is so, like, stone-faced. But they're talking about the most outrageous things. Just like, see, I like it because, the whole thing is he wants to be a lobster if he doesn't make it. And then just the woman being like, a lobster is a fantastic choice. Like, most people choose dogs. It's boring. That's why there's so many dogs in the world. It's like, you must find a suitable mate. A giraffe and a hippopotamus can't live together. That's absurd. But everyone just being, talking about, like, his brother's a dog. I don't know. It's outrageous.
It's kind of ironic because there's a myth that lobsters mate for life.
Oh, yeah?
And there's an actual myth, but it's not true. So I wonder if that like played into the movie at all, like why he chose lobsters.
Yeah, he does say that he wants to be a lobster because he likes the sea. They live for 100 years and they stay fertile the longest out of any other animal or something.
Interesting.
But yeah.
All right, cool.
Definitely a movie to check out when you get the chance.
Nice. I will definitely check it out. Today I watched Stanley Kubrick's The Killing.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, never seen it before.
First time.
First timer.
Very nice.
1956 movie. My friend from work let me borrow it, and he said definitely need to check it out. And I've been kind of in a Stanley Kubrick mood because next month the theater near me is doing like a Kubrick fest.
Ooh, nice.
And, like, show a bunch of his movies on screen. So anyway, this will lead me into that. Very good movie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I liked it a lot. Really good crime, film noir movie. You could really like start to see that his style was starting to be like it was starting to be created with this movie.
Totally.
Like he was starting to find his tone with this one, and it looks amazing.
It looks so good.
I saw it on Criterion, Criterion Blue, and it was awesome.
So many such good performances too. Like Sterling Hayden is amazing.
Oh yeah, totally.
And who plays the kind of like small squirrely guy?
I don't.
Just has a funny voice. I don't know.
Yeah, I know
Whatever.
Exactly who you're talking about.
He's great though. He's really good in it.
Yeah, he is. And it was interesting to see a film from that time kind of portray a female character in a different light.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Having her being like a conniving, very clever woman trying to get her way, but using people, like manipulating her husband and the man she's with on the side. And I thought that was really cool.
Totally.
And it was just really good film noir movie. Like the music was really intense the whole time. Yeah, really good movie. Just kind of dealing with, just centers around one crime, kind of like a heist film about killing a racing horse and stealing all the money from the racetrack. And it was cool.
Really
and,
cool structure, especially for the time. No one was doing that.
Oh, exactly.
Crazy,
yeah, that's
like cross-cutting between, and like this was happened earlier, and because
Totally.
it's like it leads up to everyone getting there and getting in place, right? And then they get in place, and then it cuts back to someone else like going.
Yeah, it's kind of like most of the movies set up, like setting up the everyone where they need to be in each of their roles in the heist, and then kind of when they start executing it, it goes to each person's point of view, and then kind of sometimes cuts back to a scene that you've already seen and how they like were led up to that point.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, for instance, the main guy, Sterling Hayden, the character, the main guy who's like in charge of the heist, he goes up to a door, and the door opens automatically, and you're like, at first you're like, that's kind of weird, the door just like opened by itself.
Yeah.
But later on, you see it from the other side, and it's that squirrely guy who opens up the door from him on the other side, and that's what you get. So it's cool. It was really cool for the time, and as a Kubrick fan, totally loved it.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. You got to watch Killer's Kiss now.
I know.
It's on the disc. Criterion, just being champs. Bonus movies.
I gotta check it out.
It's not as good as The Killing, but it's still worth watching.
It's on the Criterion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
It's a bonus feature. Yeah, it's amazing.
Ooh, gotta watch that before I return it.
Yeah,
Damn.
Totally.
Cool, man. I got 2 other quick things on my list. I don't know what else you have left.
I got 2 things.
Why don't you go ahead?
Those pair nicely. I saw, don't need to talk about it for very long, but I saw 2001 in 70 millimeter. Did I talk about this already on the last episode?
You said something about there was a 70 millimeter. You said there was like a 70 millimeter screening, but I didn't hear you talk about 2001.
I think I talked about Brainstorm the last time, which was also playing there. But yeah, I went back and I saw 2001.
Love it.
And yeah, it's just, it's the best, and it looks great.
Super
on 70
jealous.
millimeter.
I'm super jealous you saw it on 70 millimeter.
My girlfriend Cassidy hadn't seen it before.
Oh man.
So I was like, well, we're going to see it in 70 millimeter.
Yeah, you have to.
And she didn't know anything about the movie, and it was super. It was like more fun, like watching her reactions to stuff. Like, all right, it's just monkeys now. And like, whoa, like. Especially looking over when the Jupiter sequence started, and just her being like, what? Like, this is crazy.
It's very, very slow burn film for like after that initial sequence.
Yeah,
with the monkeys. Kind of like the slow burn up until when things start going down on the ship with Hal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. Love that movie, man.
It's amazing.
It's one of my favorites.
It had an intermission, too, which was nice.
Awesome.
It was right after Hal, you could see that he's lip reading.
Oh, crazy.
So I was like, because I was wondering, where are they going to put this intermission? And I was like, ooh, that's a good point. That's a good spot for it. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Fantastic film. Looked great on 70.
That's one of the movies that are coming to my local theater for the Kubrick Fest.
Nice.
So.
You going to go?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. A double feature with Clockwork Orange and then followed by that. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be my Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. Well, that's always a good one to see. I finished 2 shows.
All right.
I'll just start off with the one I've already talked about, which is The Knick.
Nice. I was hoping it was The Knick.
Oh yeah, I finished The Knick.
Oh, nice. What'd you think, man?
It's so good.
It is so good.
The end is so good.
Can we need to have a small spoiler discussion about the end of The Knick, I think.
Okay. Let's just drop it in because we're already talking about it. It's a little more fresh in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's the best, right? Well, number one, you think there's going to be any more?
Oh yeah, I think well, that's a hard question, but I think they will have another one because it's just too good. But that's the crazy thing.
No Clive.
Spoilers. No Clive.
Yeah.
Is he gone? He has to be gone.
He's toast, man. He's toast.
And I read a review, and they're like, yeah, people pretty positive he's dead.
Yeah, it's like if he's not dead, it's kind of, well, it's rough because on one hand, it's like, I love watching Clive Owen on the Nick, but on the other hand, it's like, you guys can't bring back Clive Owen after that. Like, it was so perfect of an ending, you know? But
well, maybe it's going to follow kind of like along the lines of like a lot of really popular shows like Game of Thrones, killing people off, you know, killing characters off. I mean, it's weird because he is the show, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
So, like, are they going to continue, or are they just going to leave him behind? Because they could, but
I think
he's so interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be rough if there's more, just because it's like, I don't know if I want to watch The Nick without Clive Owen.
I almost don't want them to now, you know?
Yeah. But at the same time, if they do, I feel like it's totally just going to be about Birdie.
Yeah.
To me, the ending of his character, because he kind of doesn't have any, like, his storyline kind of wraps up early, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like the shot where he's running to get the adrenaline, and you see that he's wearing the white shoes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the ending to his character, you know?
That's true, man.
Because Clive Owen's white shoes are just like the coolest thing throughout the whole show.
Yeah, they're like it's a staple. Like, he wears the white, sweet white shoes.
So it's like he's the new Thack, you know?
He could be, man. He could be. I mean, I like him, but man, I love Clive Owen in that show.
It's so good. When he realizes that he's gonna die and he just sits there and says, like, this is all we are. It's like, oh my god, this is so good. I can't take it.
I know. He's so insane. Like,
so insane.
And he takes his ego to that whole other level. It's like he is literally blinded by his ego. He does an operation on himself, which is an incredible sequence.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so insane.
And what plays out there, like, oh, so good.
Also, the whole thing with Cleary going to the confession, and you find out that he set her up the whole time.
Yep, that's crazy.
Oh, so crazy. And the way that they do that scene where it's just slowly cutting back farther and farther from, like, the thing on either side of the room. So good.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Licking all that Nick off my fingers, man.
It's so good, man. It is like probably the best show in existence right now.
It's the best. It's way too good.
Yeah, what a phenomenal finale.
Yeah, it's just out of control.
And everything just wraps up so nicely, and it just leaves me wanting more, yet is there going to be more? I don't know. It's killing me.
Mm-hmm. And also Algernon just discovering, like, psychology, basically.
Yeah, he discovers psychology.
Or psychiatry.
Which is amazing because, you know, it wasn't really working out with him with, being a surgeon, because his eye and everything that happened there, like, it's probably better for him to start this new field, which is also interesting. It could just follow him, you know, in a different
the new
direction.
show could just be all about Algernon.
Yeah.
I'm into that. But
I'd be down for that.
At the same time, it's like, am I? I don't know. It's tough to say. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Because you know if Steven Soderbergh's going to make a third season, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. But will he? Like, will it even be him making it? You know, maybe he's out.
That's the question. If he's out, I'm out, you know.
Yeah, if he's out, I don't know if I'll be into it.
No Soderbergh, no deal.
He just makes the show so incredible.
Plus, it's like, what else is he going to do? He can't make any more movies.
He should make movies.
I know. He just should. He shouldn't have retired.
It's like you're not really retiring. You're making shows still. Like,
yeah, it's a hysterical thing to say, like, I'm retiring from filmmaking to make the biggest thing I've ever done, a 10-hour miniseries, 20 hours of content. You know? It's hysterical.
It's like it's longer than a film.
Yeah. It's 10 times longer than a 2-hour film.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So basically, it's amazing, and eventually, I'm gonna rewatch it. You know, I'm gonna rewatch the second season because it was so good.
Yeah, totally. I need to too. I rewatched it as I was watching it because, you know, I'd get halfway through the week and it'd be like, man, I need that Nick. I'm just rewatching that episode.
Nice. You watch each one twice. Kind of thing? Nice.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, everything about it, like the score, the way it's shot, like the characters, the story. I love the dark element of it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
So everyone who's listening to this podcast, if you have not listened to the Nick or watched the Nick, you need to watch the Nick.
You need to do yourself a favor and watch the Nick right now.
Because if you like this podcast and you're interested in what we talk about, you will definitely like the Nick.
Because it is the best show. Period.
Yeah.
The best.
So, do that. Another show I finished was House of Cards Season 4.
Nice.
I binged it over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was way better than the last season.
Yeah? I only saw like halfway through Season 2. So I've heard that the last season was a little like, you know.
First season, pretty good. Season 2, even better. Season 3, really boring. Really boring and kind of think it felt like it lost its touch a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Season 4 really ups the ante, and there's a classic mid-season occurrence that happens that really spikes the ante, and it's really good. It's a really good show, and I think it's also one of the better shows that are out right now. It really is.
Nice.
It's gorgeous, for one thing. Performances are amazing, and it's just a really good political drama about these like really egotistical and maniacally evil, deep down, politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a really good story following those people and like what they will do. Nothing will stop them. And it really, I don't know. This season was awesome. It really takes it to a whole other level. So definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I think Season 2, when it came out, I started watching it and then we started shooting Meathead, and then I was like, well.
Gotcha.
So then I needed to go back and I needed to rewatch because I couldn't remember, and then it's like, well, this is 5 hours I've seen, and you know how it goes.
I do.
I need to get back into it though because it is definitely good.
You'd really like it, man. And it's what I like about House of Cards 2 is it's a very bingeable show. Like I binge every season.
Yeah,
you know?
Slamming them.
I want to watch another one. I wanted to watch another one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very bingeable show, which is perfect because it's on Netflix. So
totally.
It's definitely worth checking out, man. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
And that pretty much wraps it up for me.
I got one more.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of the new Louis C.K. show, Horace and Pete.
How's that?
It's really good.
Is that the animated one?
No.
I know he was doing an animated show.
It's on his, it's like a web series he released on his website.
Okay.
And it's like $5 for the pilot, but it's like an hour and 10 minutes long.
Okay.
And
cool.
It's about Louis C.K. and Steve Buscemi running a bar in Brooklyn. And it's called the bar's Horace and Pete's, and the whole thing is like a Horace and Pete from the family has been running the bar, whether it's like brothers or cousins, you know, it's always a Horace and Pete. And Uncle Pete, older Alan Alda, plays the older Pete, who's like the bartender, and he's just like an old crotchety racist man, basically. And it's really good. And it's like a play almost.
Interesting.
The way they shot it, you could tell that they're just running through the whole thing. And it's shot multicam. Yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
I would definitely recommend it.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I was just saying, I'm a big Louis C.K. fan, so.
Yeah, you'll like it then, I think. It's real funny. It definitely gets serious and is, a bit of a downer at times, but
yeah,
really good writing, really good acting. Yeah. Lots of good little bit parts from everyone coming into the bar, like Stephen Wright's in it. He's pretty funny. Nick DiPaolo, who's on the Louis show a lot, He's in it. He's good. Is her name Edie Bryant from SNL? She's in it. Edie Falco's in it. A lot of good people. Real solid. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's $5, but you get to keep the file. Watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will check that out. That's cool. I actually checked out a couple episodes of season 5 of Louis on Netflix.
Nice.
Watched a couple of those, and I like where that's going too. So
yeah, Louis great.
Great show, great boy. I'll have to check that out.
Have we talked about Baskets at all?
No. Wait, I think you actually have mentioned Baskets. I apologize. I think you actually mentioned it last time.
Oh, okay.
Last episode.
Well, I won't talk about it too much then, but also...
Is it good? Because I haven't seen it.
I love it. I really, really like it a lot. It's super good.
Okay. Cool.
It's real, it's, a little... It's serious, and it's super goofy, and Zach Galifianakis, is being outrageous. And, Louis Anderson plays his mom. But the first time you see that, it's like, oh, Louis Anderson's mom, what a joke. This is outrageous. And then, 2 episodes later, you, forget it's Louis Anderson. Because he's so good at playing the mom, They introduce...
That's funny.
They introduce, outrageous characters, but they're all very real. And, yeah, it's really, really good. I like it a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Louis, he's doing a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Dipping his toe everywhere.
I love it. Boy's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, it's all great, too.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, man. So, want to get right into our review?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here starts the review of 10 Cloverfield Lane right now.
Children behave. That's what they say when we're together. And watch how you play. They don't understand, and so we're running just as fast as we can. Holding on to one another's hand. Trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground again. I think there doesn't seem to be anyone around now.
No! Don't open that door! They're going to get all of us killed! Something's coming.
So that was from the trailer of 10 Cloverfield Lane, the newest film by director Dan Trachtenberg, produced by J.J. Abrams, starring John Goodman, sorry. John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and John Gallagher Jr. It currently has a 76 Metascore, as well as a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's got pretty decent reviews. It's making some money right now. And first off, I'd like to say my first opinion of this is I think if you have not seen this, I think it is the least that you know, the better.
Yeah, totally.
Like you don't want to know anything going into this. I felt like that was an enhancement for me. So we'll do a spoiler-free review right now, and then we'll leave the spoilers for later, if for those who have already seen it or you just don't care. So, Zach, what'd you think?
Thought it was pretty good. Didn't love it. Thought it was good though. It was entertaining. John Goodman's obviously super good, as always. Yeah, I don't know. What'd you think, Wes?
Pretty much the same. Yeah, I mean, it was more about the journey for me, and I think that's kind of what this movie was. Wasn't crazy about the ending, which we'll get into later, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't know what to expect at all. And that's why I say that I think it's better not going into this not knowing anything, because that was part of the fun of watching it, was not knowing what was going to happen, which probably makes it not a very rewatchable film.
Yeah, I would say that unless years from now I'm like, you know what, I'm really craving watching some Goodman, and I've already watched all the Goodman, then maybe I'll watch this again.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, John Goodman's great in it. He plays his character so well. And along with his performance and really the whole story, really, it's really a balance between is he crazy? Is this story real? Are they really in danger? Is this really happening? And it goes back and forth between yes it is and no it's not, constantly. Yeah. Which is very good. Like that is, to its credit, awesome. And I guess it's kind of a spiritual sequel to Cloverfield, right? I mean, I guess it's really its own thing. I guess that takes place in the same world. It's like what it's supposed to be, but it's really its own thing. And yeah, I will say, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but I would have liked to see them live in the vault longer. You know?
Yeah, it was like they show up, they're there for like a day, and then there's a montage of them like making puzzles, and then it's like, well, we've been here for a while. Like, yeah, you know. And I get that like it's it is intentional that you don't know exactly how long they've been there. Right. But it didn't really I don't know. It seemed like some time of them just like doing normal stuff would have been nice, instead of just like seeing them like laugh together a few times and make puzzles. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem like there was any of that. They just kind of like brushed over that in a montage, and it was like, all right, now everyone gets along, and here we are.
Yeah. I mean, sure, have that, but also have them, I don't know. I would have liked to see them just be there for a long period of time.
Oh, I get what you're saying, just like for a longer period.
Yeah, like a longer period of time of being inside that vault.
No, I agree.
I would have been cool, I think. But yeah, at the same time you have the montage, which, you know, it is what it is. But it serves its purpose, and yeah, I mean, it's hard to come up with to talk about this movie without spoiling anything. No, totally. Because it's really kind of all spoilers with surprises around every corner, you know? Yeah. I think the performances, I think we already said John Goodman, but Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she was great.
Yeah, she's real good.
She did a real good job.
The other guy's fine, I thought.
Yeah, he plays the part.
He's in the movie.
He's in the movie. But really, I think John Goodman stands out the best.
Oh, totally.
It's like his acting's pretty spectacular, actually.
It's John Goodman.
He's great.
It's a good scene of him watching Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. Spoiler.
See, let's get more of those scenes. Let's get more of John Goodman watching Pretty in Pink, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. So, this is probably going to be our shortest spoiler-free section, but this movie is filled with spoilers. So.
Yeah, it's seriously like you don't want to know anything past the first few minutes. Honestly, I don't even want to know the first few minutes because I didn't know whether or not it was just going to start in the vault, whether it was going to start outside the vault, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and the trailer really doesn't give away anything. It kind of, the scene that you see is pretty early in the movie, and that's it. Like, you just see one scene in the trailer, and that's, like, pretty early in the movie. There's a lot that happens after that.
Totally.
I assumed, like, when I saw the trailer, like, that'd be the end. You like, in the trailer, you see her trying to escape the vault, right? Mm-hmm. She gets to the door, and that's where it ends. But that's pretty early on, and if that's not a testament to the movie, I mean, it is what it is. So let's just get right into spoilers.
Let's get into spoilers.
Let's do it. So starting spoilers right now.
I focused on being prepared. I saved your life by bringing you here. I knew this day would come. It's not safe out there. Something's coming.
All right, so do you think this should have been a Cloverfield movie?
No, I don't think it should have been.
I think it's honestly a little... Seems like maybe that's like the only way that they could get John Goodman in it, or like to get a return investment or something. But it really has nothing to do with Cloverfield aside from the fact that there are aliens in it.
Right.
And also, I think the fact that it's a Cloverfield movie is kind of a flaw to the movie because the script was written without that. For those listening who don't know.
Right.
It was written without that in mind.
Yeah, totally.
So there's all this, like, is John Goodman lying? Is he not lying? It's like, he's not lying because it's a Cloverfield movie.
That's true. That is a big flaw.
So the whole time it was like, at least for me, when she's questioning if all of it's real or not, it's like I never suspected. I suspected he was like a creep. But it's like, well, obviously there's something happening outside because why would this movie be called Cloverfield if it wasn't in this, like, alien apocalypse universe, you know?
Right. I mean, yeah, because I already assumed that it's probably something that happened, but it did make me question whether something actually happened or not a few times. But then it's like, yeah, I mean, you have a good point. It's called 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. It's like there's definitely going to be aliens in the movie. Honestly, if there weren't aliens in the movie and it was just a bait to make you think the whole time that there were going to be, it'd be pretty cool. Like,
yeah. Totally.
If, like,
You know,
something...
I
what if the movie ended, she gets out, there's no aliens, she goes home, there's 30 more minutes of her just, like, doing laundry and, like, hanging out with her boyfriend, and then it happens. And it happens right at the end. And then you go, oh no, now there's aliens.
Right. That would have been interesting because then she would have been like, oh man, I should have stayed in the vault. You know?
Would have been hilarious.
But it would have been funny.
Anyway,
Her just doing laundry.
Yeah. Well, you were about to say something, though. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, it's okay. I think this movie would have I think it would have been a lot better if it didn't even was not even attached to the Cloverfield franchise.
I agree.
You know, like I would have just liked to see a movie with this psycho capturing these people and forcing him to live in this vault with him when nothing is going wrong with the world. Like he just believes that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Because they did play him off as he's this conspiracy theorist guy, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why you kind of like thought, okay, maybe he's crazy, but maybe he's not because there's actually things going on. So I don't know. I thought it would have been cool to just like, kind of like almost like a Fallout movie, but before it got to the Fallout point. You ever played Fallout games?
Yeah, totally.
So like these guys are stuck in this vault, but like weird things, crazy things happen, and you see that play out. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah. It's just, it was a little too mismatched. It was like, they're riding on that, is he crazy, is he not crazy the whole time? And for me, it was just like, well, he's definitely not crazy, at least in that regard, because aliens are coming. You know, there's definitely going to be an alien in this movie, or else everyone would be mad. You know, so there's definitely an alien in this movie.
Right.
And then, like, it's like he's a weird guy, but they make him so sinister. So it's like a sinister, nice guy, but it's deceptive the whole time, and I don't know. Just something about it. It seemed like it was just trying to like flip you the whole time, and you're just getting flipped. You know,
it really pulls your emotions the whole time, because then you're like, oh, you feel bad for him because he lost his daughter, and then you find out that, oh man, it wasn't really his daughter at all. He's actually crazy. He did something to her, but then you're like, oh, but he really did save their life, and then for a while I thought the other guy. John, played by John Gallagher, was I thought he was in on it, you know?
Yeah.
I thought for a while, he was like in on the whole thing, but he wasn't. By the way, shot in the face, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I will say that was a good moment. I did not expect that. I thought he was going to like throw his hand in the acid, or I knew something was going to come. He was gonna
something with the acid. Something with the acid.
Yeah, but I did not expect him to just pull out a gun and shoot him in the face, point blank. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's a little bit of a shame, because on one hand, I kind of like that this is a Cloverfield sequel, because I think it's an interesting idea when you have a movie like Cloverfield that's so specific. And you make a sequel, and it's just absolutely nothing like it, and almost the opposite of it within the same genre. That's a cool idea, and like, it's an interesting idea to take a script that isn't a sequel and make it a sequel, because then it's truly its own thing, you know.
Right.
And that's has good motive behind it, but at the same time, what it seems like happened is you just kind of like watered down a good idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what it ended up being. And it's almost like, why even throw the aliens in there? You know?
Yeah,
like, it just doesn't even fit.
The end was not good. I did not like the end of the movie.
And then she just like makes a Molotov cocktail, and that destroys the entire ship.
Chucks it in its mouth.
Give me a break.
And also, like, sitting in a truck dropped from the sky, completely fine. I don't know.
Drives away.
Yeah. It's just, it just seems, I don't know. The end was a bummer.
It almost would have been better for her to have escaped. Like, ideally, I would have liked it for her to escape and to realize nothing was wrong, like, which we did, which she take her mask off and stuff like that. She gets in the car and she drives away. Like, that would have almost been more satisfying than to have these aliens start attacking her.
Yeah. Or, yeah, she drives away, and then you can even keep the lightning with the shadows or the silhouettes of the ships.
Yeah, just like have that be just a slight hint
you
that
know?
there is something.
Yeah, like, I don't mind them keeping that. It's just, it was too, I felt like the whole movie was trying to be the opposite, which is interesting, and then it just became the same thing at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to see these aliens that aren't even the same alien and don't connect at all to the other one.
Just like this weird alien dog thing that chases her, and then it's like, oh wow, we see some CG and cool. You know, like, I just don't need to see that. I don't care about that. Like, I like that it was not the same. And
yeah.
I like that they were trapped in a vault. I want to see more things involved with that, and like the long-term effects of them being stuck in a vault. You know, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, totally.
Like long-term effects, like them going crazy and starting to believe these weird things, like the sheltered little life, and then finding out that actually nothing is going on the outside. It's way more fascinating to me than literally that same story and then finding out that there's just aliens with it, you know?
Yeah. And,
But it just seemed tacked on. Like, see, it's a sequel.
It definitely seemed tacked on. And I read I read up on it about the original ending in the script because they did change the ending.
Oh.
And the
okay.
original ending was she escapes, John Goodman chases her, they run throughout the house and like throw shit at each other, which doesn't sound that great, honestly. She shoots John Goodman in the leg, leaves him there to die, and then goes and like sees like a skyline of a city that's like destroyed, and that's the end of the movie.
Say that would have been better.
Yeah. So it's almost like I guess it also, I don't know, just playing with like he's evil and then she kills him. But I like the idea of her killing him and then realizing like, shit, maybe that wasn't such a great idea, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going to go that route of where everything's real.
Right. Because then you have to have that little almost upset moment where she's very sure that he's lying, right? And then she destroys the vault, just kills him, gets out, and finds out, oh, I can breathe, so I'm fine. And then off in the distance kind of sees either a destroyed city or could see alien ships or something, but way in the distance. And then that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh, shit, she just fucked up her chances to survive. And he was right. He saved her, but he was fucking crazy. But also now she's stuck on the outside. And that would have been a cool, like, way better ending, I think.
Yeah, and I was not into the also very tacked on, like, 2 signs, like, stay north of Baton Rouge. Like, we're gearing up in Houston to take them down. And then it's like, good thing these are the only 2 signs, and these 2 roads lead directly to Houston and Baton Rouge. Like, it's just so outrageous. It's like, come on, guys. Why even have that?
Yeah.
And I saw something with the
she's
direct...
turning. She's going towards Houston because that's what the radio happened to say right at that time.
Yeah, it's like, well, she learned from this, and she's ready to start the fight. It's like, really? If I was trapped for who knows how long with a crazy murderer in a bunker and then escaped to see aliens I'd never seen before and then got in a car, I wouldn't go, yeah, let's go fight those aliens. I would go, I'm getting my ass to that fucking safe zone, and then maybe I'll think about going to help. Because
yeah, seriously, because I want to know what the fuck's going on first.
I just boiled a man in acid and then blew up a giant alien spaceship. It's like, I'm not ready to take on more. It just seemed really forced.
I just did my part.
And the fact that, like, they even hold it, like, she drives towards it, and then at the very last second turns, it's just like, you don't need that at all. She goes away, she hears there's a safe zone, she goes there. It's fine, you know?
Yeah, like, that's fine. She doesn't need to,
She doesn't need to be the ultimate hero. She's already a pretty big hero in the context of the movie. Like,
seriously. And she's already a survivor alone, and yeah, like, you don't need that extra thing. She's fine. She can. It's not disrespectful, or it's totally respectable to just go to the safe zone. That's fine.
Yeah. Because, like, also they kept saying, like, we need trained doctors. It's like, she's not a trained doctor.
It's true. She's not a soldier.
Yeah, she's not a soldier. She's not a trained doctor. Just go to the safe zone. I don't know.
It's fine.
Maybe this is just a signal of us as people saying this. I don't think so, though.
No, but, like, seriously, she kicked ass throughout the whole movie. She really did.
Yeah.
And she was smart all around every single corner. And she's a survivor. Like, she was very smart. She made a fucking Molotov cocktail in like 2 seconds from things in the truck and threw it and blew up an alien ship.
Yeah.
I think she's fine, and I think that she's allowed to go to the safe zone.
At least
and then
for like
go later.
Yeah, at least for like a good night's sleep. You know?
Yeah, seriously.
Then we'll fly out to Houston. You can fight all the aliens you want, but have a good dinner and get some sleep first.
That's crazy.
Also, though, I will say, I knew that bottle of liquor was coming in later. It was the most obvious thing in the world. Did you see that coming?
It totally was. Yeah, it was like, oh, bottle of liquor.
Because, like,
and she swipes it.
Yeah, when she pulls it out in the beginning, it's like, all right, well, that's coming into play later. And then John Goodman brings the box, like, I didn't have time to grab the booze. It's like, what? You didn't have time to grab the booze? You saw a bottle of booze on the ground. You went, I don't have time to grab that. I don't have time. I don't have the 2.5 seconds it takes to reach down and put my hands on the bottle to take.
When I know I can't, I'm going to be trapped in a bunker for who knows how long.
Yeah, he knows
I'm going to
this.
grab every single resource that I can.
Yeah. He knows this, too, at the time. And it's just like, and he's like, oh, it's such a shame I couldn't grab it. It's like, why? Why could you not grab it? It makes no sense.
You had plenty of time to grab it. It was right there.
Pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
And especially because he grabbed it from her car. And then
put it in his truck.
Put it in his truck. Along with a box that was half full of things. I don't know.
I didn't put the bottle in the box.
The bottle. Okay, that bottle would 100% fit in that box. This is the most stupid, convenient, like, well, we gotta explain this somehow.
It's like too convenient because it is the key for her destroying the ship. So
Yeah.
It's just like,
totally.
it's just so, that's bad writing right there.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
That's rough.
I will say, like, while I'm saying I didn't like a lot of this stuff, it's not like this movie was rough, except for that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, overall, I had a good time.
Yeah, I'm not
you know?
upset I went and saw it or anything, you know.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the journey.
Totally.
But I'll probably never watch it again. And you know, it's kind of a shame because it could have been something a little bit more, you know, like it almost feels like, you know, it was probably the studios setting it back because it was trying to probably be something completely different. And you could probably tell it did some rewrites.
Yeah.
And that's where the aliens were tacked on. And that's where all these other things were tacked on too. And it's like, they should have just made it something completely different.
Yeah.
And it would have just been better. Just would have been better.
And also just because, like, I get if you have a movie and you're like, well, we sacrificed some stuff because we need money and we needed to make this big movie. But this movie could have been made for very cheap. You have one set.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally.
And it just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like you don't need the help of the studio to make this movie if that's what it was. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't what it was. Maybe the director went, you know what? Let's make this Cloverfield. That'd be really cool. And it was his idea. But I don't know. It just seems like it wasn't necessary. And it also seems like it's a small enough scale movie that it didn't need to have the name Cloverfield on it to be able to be successful.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree. I mean, you already have John Goodman.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good name to tack on.
100%.
And then Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's been in some stuff. She's kind of known, so she's good. Yeah, you just didn't need it. So.
Yeah.
See, so I don't really know the full story. So it could have been literally meant to be a sequel, or maybe it was like one of those things like, hey, what if we tied it to Cloverfield? That'd be kind of cool, right? What if it was one of those? I don't know.
I think that's what it was. I think, because I know the script existed on its own before, and then
So that is for a fact what it is.
Yeah, and then they took it and like kind of made it a Cloverfield thing.
That's lame.
Yeah, and it's like I can see the well-intentioned choice there. It's like it's not like a shitty thing to do on principle, because I'm sure this movie is better than if they just made Cloverfield 2 and it was another found footage alien destroying a city, you know?
Right.
I would rather watch this movie, but at the same time, it's like, just hire someone to write a movie that's different and just let this guy make, you know?
Yeah.
Let this other script exist on its own.
Yeah. So
So,
gotcha.
what are you thinking? What are you giving it? Do you have more to say?
No, I don't really know if there's anything else. I'm trying to think. I will say that I mean, we can assume obviously he killed the girl with the acid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he definitely killed her. So probably she was probably onto him. She wanted to escape with the help sign, and then he killed her with the acid. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. We can assume.
That's what I assume.
Yeah.
But at
that's
the
what I
same
got out of it,
time,
too.
well, I guess just because she escaped into that room, seems like you could just like chill in that room. You know, it's just not.
Yeah. Like he's not going to be able to go in there.
Yeah, she
like,
needs food and stuff, which is why I was like, maybe that's why she went back. But
yeah, it's true. It's true. I think it was kind of a cool sequence. It was an exciting sequence, I should say, of when she's like trying to escape John Goodman, and then he kind of falls in the acid. You're like, oh, like I actually flinched during that. I was like,
totally.
yeah.
And like the place getting lit on fire and it being really chaotic. That was cool.
Yeah, it had its moments.
It definitely had its moments, and it was a fun watch. Like I enjoyed watching it. But I'm never gonna watch it again. You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5.
Nice. I think I'd probably give it a 3 too. Soft 3, hard 2.5.
Yeah, for sure. Really it's a 3 because I liked the experience of the movie and I liked the journey of the movie.
Yeah.
But then it's not a 4 because I don't like the tacked on ending. I don't like it being forced to be part of a Cloverfield movie sequel. And I would have again liked to see more. Like I want to see a vault movie. Like I want to see like a Fallout movie where they just explore people in a vault for long-term effects. That's actually a really cool idea, and I'd actually would love to see it. But
totally.
I don't know why it's never been done. I don't know why, but yeah. So that's what I would give it.
Nice.
So you agree?
Yeah, I'm doing. I can't decide, so it's a hard 2.5, soft 3.
Gotcha.
I feel like if you feel like you're going to like the movie, probably will.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't look like your thing, it's not like, oh, well, you should check it out anyway. You'll be surprised. It's like, it's pretty much, you know.
Yeah. I mean, again, what really helps this movie is not knowing what happens.
Yeah. And I think it's an inherent
film.
flaw that it's called Cloverfield.
It is. I agree. In fact, it almost would be cooler if they didn't even mention Cloverfield, but it was kind of like a little known side thing, like the Cloverfield fans would be like, "It's actually a sequel." Just don't mention it.
Yeah, call it something else, and then have that real on the nose shot of the mailbox.
Yeah, there you go, and then you'd be fine. Just call it a completely different title, but have that shot of 10 Cloverfield Lane. You're like, oh, I get it.
Oh, produced by JJ, Cloverfield, same universe, boom.
Makes sense. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're pretty much agreeing on that. So.
Yep. It's just a fine movie. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
but
a good watch if you're looking for if it looks good. It's a good watch.
And to be honest, there's not much else out right now. So if you really want to go see a movie,
not a bad.
I guess it's not a bad choice to go see and be surprised.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
There are a lot more worst films out right now. So
100%.
Yeah. So that wraps up our review for 10 Cloverfield Lane. Next episode, we're going to review Midnight Special, which you talked briefly about, Zach. And we're going to go into a more in-depth review because I do want to check it out, but there's not much else out right now. So and we want to keep making episodes with not huge amounts of gaps of time between them. So, yeah, that's going to be our next one. And as always, you can always subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Podomatic, and you can follow us on YouTube right now as well.
Oh, yeah.
You can email us. We'd love to hear from you at listentousrantaboutmovies@gmail.com. If you send us something interesting or have any questions, we'll repeat it on the show, which will be great. And you can also follow us on Twitter at LTURAM podcast. And that pretty much wraps it up.
Guess so.
Guess so. So, till next time, my boy.
Till next time.
Have a happy St. Patty's.
Yeah, you do the same.
Oh, I will. All right, take care, sir.
Take care.
The name of this song is The Seven Drunken Nights, but we're only allowed to sing 5 of them, so here goes. Oh, as I went home on Monday night, as drunk could be, I saw a horse outside the door, where my old horse should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that horse outside the door, where my old horse should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see, that's a lovely sow that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I've travelled 100 miles or more, but a saddle on a sow sure I never saw before. And as I went home on Tuesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a coat behind the door, where my old coat should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that coat behind the door, where my old coat should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see, that's a woolen blanket that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I've travelled 100 miles or more, but buttons in a blanket sure I never saw before. And as I went home on Wednesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a pipe upon the chair, where my old pipe should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that pipe upon the chair, where my old pipe should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see, that's a lovely tin whistle that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I've travelled 100 miles or more, but tobacco in a tin whistle sure I never saw before. And as I went home on Thursday night, as drunk could be, I saw 2 boots beneath the bed, where my old boots should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns them boots beneath the bed, where my old boots should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see, they're 2 lovely geranium pots me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I've travelled 100 miles or more, but laces in geranium pots I never saw before. And as I went home on Friday night, as drunk could be, I saw a head upon the bed, where my old head should be. Well, I called me wife and I said to her, will you kindly tell to me, who owns that head upon the bed, where my old head should be? Ah, you're drunk, you silly old fool, still you cannot see, that's a baby boy that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I've travelled 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with his whiskers on sure I never saw before.